all doing well and taking care, and welcome to this brand new Doctor Who video on the channel. So for today's video, since the 60th anniversary celebrations are now officially over, I wanted to do a video talking about if I thought the 60th anniversary was an overall successful celebration for Doctor Who or not. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to split it into two sections. The first is I'm just going to talk about my personal thoughts of each episode, and then I'm going to talk about the celebration aspect of the anniversary itself. So let's start first with the episodes. So I really enjoyed each special. The Starbase was a really fun family adventure with Beep the Meep, which was an adorable, cute little monster, which of course ended up being the villain of the masterpiece, but at its heart was the reintroduction of David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, which wasn't the 10th Doctor. This genuinely felt like a different incarnation. It genuinely felt like David Tennant took Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker's incarnations of the Doctor on board and gave us this really fascinating, likeable new 14th Doctor who had obviously grown from being the 10th Doctor. That's nothing against the 10th Doctor at all. I still love the 10th Doctor and he is still my favourite incarnation overall. It's just he did feel like with 14 a more mature version of the 10th Doctor, which makes sense because this was later on in the Doctor's life. So I did enjoy that. I loved the reintroduction of Donna Noble as well, and overall the Starbase was a really good introduction to the 60th anniversary trilogy. My only kind of negative point really would be I do wish we spent a little bit more time getting to know Donna's daughter, Rose. I really did like Rose, but I would have just liked to have a little bit more time with her, especially with her being a brand new character we had never met before. However, it has been confirmed that Yasmin Finney will be back in the future alongside Ncuti Gatwa, so hopefully we will get to see much more of them in the seasons to come, which is very exciting. Moving on now to Wild Blue Yonder, and this would definitely be my favourite anniversary special of them all because it was just so weird and bizarre, but I loved it because it felt very creative. You could tell it was trying to be experimental, like episodes like Midnight, Listen, Heaven Sent, and I love episodes like that. I love episodes where they try something that's very bonkers and a bit weird, and yeah, I feel like Wild Blue Yonder, I have no complaints whatsoever. It was a great character piece, especially again on the 14th Doctor and Donna. I loved it. It was my favourite special of them all. And then finally we had the giggle with the incredible Neil Patrick Harris. It's still crazy to think that Neil Patrick Harris was in Doctor Who because in my opinion he is one of the world's best actors. We were very lucky to have him as an actor in Doctor Who, and he did an out of the world job as the toy maker. He was just fantastic in that role. He was camp, but he was also creepy and dark at the same time. And yeah, the giggle as a whole was a great ending. I've said my thoughts on the bi-regeneration before. I won't go into it again, but I have mixed thoughts on that as a whole. But apart from that, and apart from the final battle with the toy maker just feeling a bit too simple, I feel like they could have done something more with that. Just throwing a ball around. It does work. It's still a good scene, especially because of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor being in it. But it just feels a bit too simple when you compare it to the rest of the episode, which was a lot more creative, a lot more out there, in my opinion. But apart from that, this was a great episode. It's great to see Mel back as well. I can't wait to see more of her in the new season with Ncuti Gatwa. And yeah, overall, I really enjoyed each of the specials. Like I said, I only have minor complaints with the Starbase and the giggle, but apart from that, I really enjoyed all three episodes. It has felt like a big improvement compared to the last few years, and it's got me really excited for the future of the show with Ncuti Gatwa, which is coming in just a few days time with the Church on Ruby Road, which I honestly cannot wait for. I think the Church on Ruby Road is going to be better than the 60th anniversary because as much as I loved seeing David Tennant and Catherine Tate back, I just can't wait for Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, and I think they are going to be an absolute incredible pair, and I can't wait to meet them very soon. So let's talk now about the celebration aspect. Did it feel like the 60th anniversary specials, away from the episode quality, did it feel like a big celebration of Doctor Who? And I would say in aspects it definitely was, because for the first special we had the adaptation of the fan favourite comic, The Star Beast, with Beat the Meep, of course, and I feel like Russell did a really good job with bringing that comic to life on screen. That was nice to see. And then finally, of course, with the giggle, we had the return of the Toymaker, which was an iconic villain from the first Doctor's era. That was a really big deal for the show. And even when you look at Wild Blue Yonder, sure, that didn't really have a strong anniversary aspect to it like the first two specials did. I mean, the first and the last special did. However, I still feel like Wild Blue Yonder was a good way and an anniversary, because it showed the strength of what Doctor Who can be like. Because I feel like Wild Blue Yonder, that was definitely my favourite 60th anniversary special, just because of how experimental and weird and bizarre it was. And you could argue that was good for the anniversary, because it was just showcasing what Doctor Who can be, which I liked. So I would say in aspects, it definitely felt like a celebration of Doctor Who as a whole, even with the 14th Doctor himself, because that was still a very anniversary idea, bringing an old Doctor back, but playing a new incarnation of the character. That is something we had never seen before. But in other aspects, when you compare it to other anniversary stories, especially New Who with Day of the Doctor and Power of the Doctor, I'm not gonna lie, the celebration aspect with the 60th doesn't feel as strong as those episodes. And that might be because those anniversaries were just one episode, while with the 60th anniversary it was spread out over three. So you kind of had to put all your eggs into one basket with Day and Power. But then with the 60th, you could spread it out more over three specials, if that makes sense. But I would say, for me personally, the 60th anniversary was definitely better than Power of the Doctor. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy Power of the Doctor. It is a good celebration of Doctor Who. However, what lets it down in my opinion is the writing aspect of it. The writing doesn't feel that strong when you take away all the nostalgia boosts, like the classic Doctors and the return of Ace and Tegan. When you take that stuff away and especially just focus on 13 and Yaz, it doesn't feel like this is that much of a great episode, if I'm honest. It doesn't feel like it's the strength to the 13th Doctor and Yaz. And that shouldn't be the case. This should be their story, because end of the day, it is their last full-time episode in the show. And yeah, I feel like Power of the Doctor, it is a good celebration of Doctor Who, especially classic Doctor Who. But writing-wise, it doesn't feel like the strongest thing around. So yeah, I do enjoy the 60th anniversary much more than Power, because the 60th anniversary is just better written, especially with the main characters of the 14th Doctor and Donna. However, when it comes to Day of the Doctor, I would say, as much as I love the 60th anniversary, I still prefer Day of the Doctor, because I feel like it has both of best worlds. It's still written great. It's a great written story by Stephen Moffat. He did a fantastic job with Day of the Doctor. I've hardly got any complaints about it at all. And it also feels like a wonderful celebration of Doctor Who. Maybe that's the fact that it is multi-Doctor. That is something the 60th anniversary wasn't. It wasn't multi-Doctor, while with the 50th anniversary it was, and it worked amazingly in my opinion. I loved seeing David Tennant at the time coming back. I loved the inclusion of John Hurt as a marvellous War Doctor. He worked brilliantly. And yeah, Day of the Doctor just felt like the best of both worlds. It had great writing, but it also felt like a great celebration at the same time. But don't get me wrong, the 60th anniversary was still a great celebration of Doctor Who, because like I said, you had the 14th Doctor, you had Beat the Meep, you had the Toymaker, played by the absolute incredible Neil Patrick Harris. We were very lucky to have him in the role, because he's one of the world's best actors. So I feel like overall, what I'm saying is I really enjoyed the 60th anniversary specials, and in my opinion, it was an amazing success. However, I don't think it's the best of the best. I still think that would go to Day of the Doctor, but you know, as a whole, the 60th anniversary, I have really enjoyed it. I loved seeing David Tennant back. I loved seeing Catherine Tate back. And overall, it was just 3 weeks of fantastic Doctor Who stories. And that's what should matter at the end of the day. You don't always need a huge celebration for an anniversary. Look at Remembrance of the Daleks, for example, from Classic Who. That was a great anniversary story, and that didn't have anything like multi-doctors as well. That was just a great story with the Daleks. So yeah, that is my opinion. I would say, as I said, the 60th anniversary is better than Power of the Doctor, but it's not quite as strong as Day of the Doctor, but it is very close between them, and I would still say the 60th anniversary was a really good success and 3 really good stories of the show. But yeah, let me know in the comments section your thought. Did you enjoy the 60th anniversary? Did you believe it was a success or not? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, of course, subscribe for more Doctor Who videos coming on the channel very soon, especially as we approach the Christmas special, which is coming out this Monday on Christmas Day. I will have an episode preview for the Church of Ruby Road coming over the next few days, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe for more videos coming very, very soon. And I will see you all next time. Bye for now.